Djay Pro is one of the best softwares to DJ on mobile devices, and in this video, I'm doing a side-by-side comparison of Djay Pro, the paid version for the iPhone, and the paid version for the iPad, so you could see if you've already been using the app on your phone, if you should pay the money and upgrade to an iPad. So I'm just going to go through all the view modes and show you what the difference is, what you can do. The biggest difference is going to be that you're not going to obviously be able to see as much stuff at the same time on the phone. So right now we are in classic mode. To get to your view modes, you're going to press this middle button up here on the iPad and then switch to modes. And then the same button here does the same thing, but it opens on the whole screen and you don't get to see what's going on. Not a big deal, but we're both in classic mode on both. And while we're in the view modes, I'm just going to show you that on the phone, we get the same view modes, but we just don't get a one deck mode. You can see there's one deck mode over here, but we don't have one deck mode on the phone. Not the biggest deal. I don't really use one deck mode, but that is a difference. So I'm going to start on classic, and then I'm going to do pro, and then I'll do the other view modes because we don't use them as much, or at least I don't. So here we are in classic mode. We get two turntables, and they work extremely well on both the iPhone and the iPad, so you're not going to get a better jog wheel feel, but they are bigger, and the bigger the jog wheel, the more control you'll have for scratching and doing DJ tricks. We have the sync button on both at the top left. One difference that I see right here, right off the bat, is we get this looper button here, so we could set a loop there without having to open anything up. On the phone, we don't have that feature right here, so that's one limitation. BPM slider and the BPM settings are both right here on both devices. We could switch to our features with the same button over here. Both our turntables are active. We got play and then cue. The set and cue, you could set a temporary cue and then jump to it. Crossfader with crossfader effects on both. We have this narrow mix button here that we can now change to different features with the update, and we could do the same thing on our phone, the same exact features, it's just smaller. So now let's open up these expansions. I'm going to start with the middle ones here, and then we'll go to the features. Press that. Press that. So now we have a filter, volume slider, gain control. Everything is exactly the same. We could open this. We have neural mix crossfader. We have equalizer. Same thing here. Same feature, just a little bit smaller. So you guys could start to see that maybe we don't need an iPad. Let's see if there's any other big differences. Waveforms. So we have jog wheels and waveforms. Right there. There's a big difference. So if you're DJing on the iPad, you have all these features and you have your jog wheels and you could see your waveforms in the middle. With this, now we just get the waveforms in the middle, no jog wheels. Not the biggest deal in the world because these are active. You could scratch, do everything that you would typically do with a jog wheel with the waveforms. But it is nice to see the jog wheels and have an extra way to control it. So that is one big difference. Now, if we open over here's the looper and the sampler, and we get a limited view of the looper and sampler in the middle. If we do that on the phone, then we lose pretty much most of the features, and then we get a limited view of our waveforms. So I'm going to put those back. Next, we're going to go to the features here. This is going to be the same in Pro mode, so we'll skip through that, so pay attention here. So we open it, and you can see that when you open it, yeah, we get more features, but we lose our jog wheel or record deck, whatever you want to call it. Open it up. So the first one's going to be neural mix. Exactly the same. You could go to 4, you could go to 2. All the features of neural mix are exactly the same. Cue points are exactly the same. Loop features, if we switch this back to manual, we get a little bit more control because we have a skip here. And we could choose how many beats. We don't get that skip feature on the phone, and that skip feature is pretty awesome, But we could use the new feature down here to get to skip if we wanted to. So not the biggest deal, but a slight limitation. Effects, 3 effects, same exact thing. EQ, 4-band EQ, exactly the same. So now let's switch to Pro mode because that's going to be the next most popular view mode. So here we are in Pro mode, and you could see a big difference here is on the iPad we could use all these features and view our library, our music sources down here. And then we could also open up the features that we just spoke about in the last part, have all these features, then have this strip up here, and even have jog wheels. On the phone, we just get waveforms, we get some features up here, loops and such. But then down here, we get nothing unless we open it up, and then we can lose most of our waveforms and then still have the features. So you could do everything, you could see everything pretty much the same, but we get waveforms and we don't get any jog wheels at all. We could turn on the jog wheels, but we still won't see them like that unless we open it like this. So this is waveforms, jog wheels, some features. We get everything up here on the iPad, and then we get more features down there. So again, the biggest difference is you're not going to be able to see as much stuff at the same time. Let's go quickly to the looper view. So now we got a full view of all of our loopers, of all of our samplers here, and we have limited features up here and down here. If we switch to it on the phone, pretty much the same, just not with as many features. And then if we go to the looper, pretty much the same, but we don't get to see the volume slider unless we open this, but then we get a limited view. So this has volume slider and a full view. This has volume slider and a limited view unless you open it and lose that. So that is another difference. Let's see, video mode. So it's going to be about the same, a little bit scrunched up, and we're not going to get to see our music sources unless we open the music sources and then lose the view of everything. And if you want to see my full tutorial on video mode for Djay Pro, check out this video over here. Thank you.